Just a quick announcement for the teams. We'll be doing the World Cup introduction procedure. We'll ask each team to line up numerically. The officials will lead you onto the field. You'll follow the officials, and then you will line up next to the officials facing the west bleachers. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to Eagan High School, to Wildcat Stadium, to the 2021 Section 3 Class 3A Girls Soccer Tournament. This section quarterfinal game features the Blaze from Burnsville High School and the Wildcats from Eagan High School. The officials are leading the teams onto the field for the introductions. First, let's introduce tonight's game officials. The center referee is Kofi Ezekiel Agbasu. The assistant referees are Kim Kylan and Dennis Hoffbeck. We thank our officials for being with us this evening. They worked the boys' game earlier. Now, let's meet the teams for this section quarterfinal game. First, let's meet the visiting team, the Burnsville Blaze. We'll introduce the entire roster. We start with freshman goalkeeper number 0, Jade Hildman. Sophomore goalkeeper number 1, Augie Whitcomb. Junior defender number 2, Paige Schwen. Senior defender number 4, Captain Alexis Suvanpim. Senior forward number 5, Captain Delaney Woog. Freshman number 6, Hannah Morad. Midfield senior number 7, Captain Katie Katzmarek. Defender sophomore number 8, Abby Reuter. Midfield sophomore number 9, Emma Boys. Midfield sophomore number 10, Isabella Coco. Midfield sophomore number 11, Alyssa Nashan. Defense sophomore number 12, Lauren Janish. Defense senior number 13, Captain Olivia Carlson. Midfield junior number 15, Madison Barr. Defense junior number 16, Maddie Blackburn. Midfield senior number 17, Cassie Boyd. Midfield and forward sophomore number 18, Mimi Gonzalez. Forward junior number 19, Ella White. Freshman number 20, Brandy Hernandez Sabalos. Midfield sophomore number 21, Alexandra Gerber. Midfield junior number 22, Kelsey Jones. And midfield junior number 23, Haley Deutsch. The Blaze assistant coaches are Dahir Jumali and Kevin Silberman. The head coach of the Burnsville Blaze is Muhammad Ali. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Burnsville Blaze. Now let's meet the Eagan Wildcats. Starting with senior goalkeeper number 1, London Anderson. Midfield is senior number 2, Captain Megan Carlson. Forward, senior number 3, Natalie Ward. Defense, senior number 5, Captain Sarah Brecklin. Midfield, senior number 6, Olivia Knoll. Defense, senior number 7, Greta Hackenmuller. Midfield, junior number 10, Maddie Hobbs. Defense, junior number 11, Yen Lee. Midfield, sophomore number 12, Mallory Jensen. Forward, junior number 13, Caitlin Matzik. Midfield, senior number 14, Ellery Bartels. Forward, sophomore number 15, Ella Logan. Defense, senior number 16, Captain Mara Ganji. Forward, senior number 17, Kate Riley. Defense, senior number 18, Reese Berglund. Forward, senior number 19, Captain Lauren Rockford. Forward, freshman number 20, Angelina Illyria Yin. Forward, sophomore number 21, Olivia Enning. Defense, senior number 22, Kirsten Lee. Defense, sophomore number 23, Kira Waldrop. Defense, freshman number 24, Kate Cron. And midfield, freshman number 25, Kylie Weisendotter. The Wildcat assistant coaches are Carrie James and Dylan Ron. The head coach of the Eagan Wildcats is Sherry Ekstrom. Ladies and gentlemen, your Eagan Wildcats. As we said, the national anthem was performed prior to the start of the boys' game, so at this time we'll ask the Burnsville Blaze.
Good evening, Eagan Wildcats fans, and welcome to Wildcat Stadium here in Eagan, Minnesota for tonight's section quarterfinal game between the Burnsville Blaze and your Eagan Wildcats. My name is Skip Newton, brought to you by Eagan TV. We're happy to be here, and of course, as always, my broadcast partner, Nathan Cron. Nathan, it's playoff time. The regular season records are no longer a concern, and we've got the second seed Eagan facing the 7th seed Burnsville, and we just played Burnsville. So what does Eagan need to do to make sure that they win this game, where they are probably heavily favored?
Well, the Wildcats are heavily favored, being a 2 seed here in the 3-3A section, but nothing is a gimme. This is, as you said, playoff time. It's win or go home. One of these two teams tonight will have their season ended, and the Wildcats are going to have to work real hard to make sure that they're not the ones losing, ending their season tonight. The reality of it is that they have to do what they've done well this year, but not consistently. They need to score goals. They need to put lots of shots on the Burnsville Blaze keeper. They need to crash for rebounds. They need to do all of those things in the attacking third. I think the defense here for the Wildcats is pretty good. They haven't conceded that many goals this year, but scoring goals on a consistent basis and having offensive pressure is going to be what's going to carry them through this section playoffs.
Yeah, you mentioned the goals against for Eagan. It's been very impressive, especially considering that in 2 of their losses, they gave up a combined 8 goals. So 24 goals scored, 17 against, 7 shutouts. So the defense has been quite stingy almost from day one. Just a couple of exceptions in those two losses to Lakeville North and Rosemount. But they come out tonight and they've played well. The last bit of the season, 8 wins, 5 losses, 3 ties, but they started the season 1-3. So 7-2-3 in their last 12. Eagan, wearing their customary home green, will be going right to left to begin the game. They have the possession of the ball first. Burnsville, of course, wearing the road whites. They played just a little over a week ago, I want to say. Eagan won 3-0. It was pretty much a game that was dominated from the word go. And I think what we want to see is Eagan coming out aggressive and really just putting the pedal down on the gas and just not even giving Burnsville hope that they're gonna be in the game, because the last thing you want to do is give an underdog that feeling of hope that, okay, we have a chance to upset these guys.
Well, you saw that in the boys' game earlier. If you were with us in the boys' game, as Waldrop turns the ball over in the middle of the field. But if you saw that in the boys' game, the Jefferson Jaguars got up early on the Wildcats 1-0 in the first handful of minutes of the game, in 13 minutes of the game, and that really set the tone for the first half. It gave the Jaguars really some life that maybe had they not scored that goal, they may not have had.
A couple of injury notes here for the Wildcats. Senior captain Megan Carlson has been battling an ankle injury. She turned that ankle a little over a week ago, almost a couple weeks ago now. I don't know if we're going to see her tonight. It's still tough for her. I did talk to her before the game, and she said she can run, and that's fine. The problem is when she goes to really kick the ball, that can be a concern, and it causes some discomfort, maybe even too much to play. Of course, I've played a lot of soccer, I've coached a lot of soccer, I've watched a lot of soccer, and my advanced training and knowledge of the game tells me that kicking the balls is a big part.
It's a news flash, and we must report that kicking the ball in soccer is an important part of the game, no question about that. Let's see what the Wildcats can do here on the attack. But Carlson and Weisendotter both still injured and not available tonight, although Carlson at least did dress for the game. So who knows? Maybe she'll come out for a few minutes and give it a go and see how she feels. But more important for the Wildcats and Coach Ekstrom to get those players ready for Thursday's game, assuming there is going to be Thursday's game. But, that's really, the rest of these girls, the rest of the Wildcats have really got to step up. They're going to have to do some things that, they're going to have to bring the intensity to make sure that they're not letting their teammates down.
Yeah, the only silver lining to a couple of the key injuries, and I'm glad you brought up Kylie Weisendonner, she's out as well, is they've missed a few games, and so the team has had at least an opportunity to adjust to that, and they've been able to play without them, so it's not a sudden change in strategy there, as other girls have been able to fill in those midfielder positions.
Sophomore Ella Logan getting the start up front along with Natalie Ward in the forward position. Kind of an interesting combination there for the Wildcats.
That's Ward with it now on the far side, looking to make a speed move. She crosses it in the middle, it gets through, and there's a shot saved by goalkeeper Augie Whitcomb, sophomore goalkeeper.
Shot taken for the Wildcats.
First shot of the game for either team.
Logan brings a lot of speed and a lot of length. I'd like to see her use both her speed and her length. That time she had a nice little snapshot, nice little turn shot. As you see Rockford now playing, as we talked about, Skip, in the midfield position.
The winner of this game advances to Thursday's section semifinal game. Should Eagan win, they will be at home right here at Wildcat Stadium. In fact, if they win, that means they will continue to play here because Eagan is hosting the section finals for both boys and girls. So a chance for Eagan to continue to play all throughout the sections on their home turf. Of course, many of you remember last year, Eagan won Section 3. There was no state tournament, but they are the defending section champs, looking to win it in back-to-back years.
As you said, it would be really nice for the Wildcats to get a couple of early goals and really make sure that the Blaze understand that this is not going to be their night, but this ball gets sent towards goal.
Good opportunity there, a great cross into the box. That was Yen Lee crossing that up from her outside defensive position. So we've got the two Lees at outside back. Kirsten on the near side, Yen Lee on the far side. Here's another potential scoring chance. Natalie Ward shouldered off the ball. And then in the middle, Kira Waldrop and Sarah Brecklin.
A nice contribution here from the pit today. We've got a nice little pit. We've got moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas and friends and things, but we've got a student section here today, which is really, really nice because, of course, last year for playoffs at the Rosemount Dome or the Dundas Dome, I forget where you played. I think it was the Rosemount Dome. There were no one was allowed.
Settling the ball, taking a left-footed shot. Unfortunately, can't get those hips turned and facing the target. A great chance there by Enning. Scored her first goal of her varsity career last week. So Enning getting an early opportunity, again, filling in for some of the injured players. A great chance there.
Apologies, I didn't see Enning sneak onto the field, Skip. I didn't know. Was she in the starting lineup?
I don't know. They did the announcements a little bit different this time. Instead of announcing just the starters, they announced the whole team, kind of World Cup style, so kind of call out the players as we find them. Here's a run by Rockford. The red shoes giving her away as always. Tried to force that one off the defender. No earning of the corner kick there, but a good effort and a good run there by Rockford as she's dropped back into a midfielder position to help fill the void by the two injured players. So far, the only scoring chances really for the Wildcats. The ball has been in the Burnsville end for the majority of the first half. Rockford's got it, fighting off a defender. Good battle there, nice defense Wildcat throwing. We've also got Mallory Jensen playing one of the midfielder positions as well, number 12. Another cross by Lee. Touch back. This is Maddie Hobbs trying to beat not one but two defenders. Touches it back to Brecklin. She goes forward with it, and that's immediately cleared. Brecklin on it right away. Nice pass out and control by Lee. Pass intercepted, headed for Hobbs, but the defense recovers. Waldrop and Brecklin there as always. Jensen will drop it back to Waldrop. She's going to go along with it. Nice ball. She got Ella Logan, and that one's going to be knocked past touch. Quick throw by Burnsville. Lee heads that one out as well.
Wildcats have certainly looked more dangerous offensively, but not a lot to show for it in terms of good scoring opportunities.
There's a foul from behind against Rockford. She's trying to get into open space. She had a lot of turf in front of her. Would have been off to the races if she could have just gotten going.
That was a brilliant foul. And forgive me, I did not pick up the number who committed it for the Blaze, but that was a brilliant foul to break up that run.
Played long. There's an opportunity here for the Wildcats. And in the open goal, a shot and a score! The Wildcats capitalize on the penalty. A great ball, I believe, by Kira Waldrop. Headed past the goalkeeper. I want to say maybe Kirsten Lee headed that pass, and then it's tapped into the goal. We'll get that number for you in just a little bit. I didn't see who finished. But a great team effort on the goal as the Wildcats strike first. In the 8th minute of the first half, Wildcats take a 1-0 lead.
Well, it's just what the doctor ordered, isn't it? I mean, Waldrop hit a nice free kick, puts it right in. It falls just inside the edge of the penalty area. Lee gets ahead to it, and as you say, Skip, I couldn't see who put it away at the end. We'll get that here shortly, but nice play by Lee to knock it down and set up one of her teammates.
We're going to have another foul here as look like Ward is tripped. So this one from closer range, we'll see what the strategy is here. Do they try to drop it in or put it on goal? Shot is on goal. It's a long one. It's a big one, and just a great save there by Whitcomb as that ball was almost perfectly placed under the crossbar. Whitcomb, a fairly tall goalkeeper, and she needed every inch of that height.
Number 21, Olivia Enning. The assist to number 22, Kirsten Lee.
It is number 21, Olivia Enning, with the goal. Kirsten Lee, as we mentioned, with the head for the assist, and I'm going to, for my own personal stat keeping, going to give that second assist. I know they don't exist in soccer, but the second assist definitely on the great free kick by Kira Waldrop.
Well, you just have to switch sports, Skip, right? I mean, if all we have to do is play some hockey. But it was nicely done. The free kick, that's the kind of free kick you want to see. Lee did a nice job knocking it down to her teammate, and Enning finishes it up. I mean, Enning's really come on here, I have to say, in the last few minutes, or excuse me, few games for this Wildcats squad.
And really, the play there is the positioning that both Lee and Enning were in. I mean, they both just put themselves in a position to be where they were and to capitalize on the opportunity and on the great goal. Here's another opportunity. Deflected wide, but not out as Eagan has control. Here's a left-footed shot. That one's wide. Whitcomb leaves a rebound, but unfortunately the Wildcats aren't there to capitalize, so more pressure put on by Eagan. And if I remember the last game, Whitcomb, the goalkeeper, did struggle to hold on to the ball and secure and prevent rebounds. So I'm assuming Sherry Ekstrom, the head coach, has reminded her team of that, is that we have to follow our shots because there's going to be rebounds to be had, and we can get some tap-in goals. Kate Cron in the game, freshman outside back, replacing Yen Lee. She goes deep down the far touchline. Wildcats have it again. Put it right in the middle. Nice shot, or pass. Ward unfortunately swings and misses on that shot as she was in a perfect position. A great setup on the far side. I can't get that number from this far away.
What a curious play. Everybody seemed to stand still after that, as if a whistle had blown.
Yeah, that was a little weird. Nice step up there by Brecklin. Oh, fed through perfectly for Lee, making a run from outside back. She cuts back into the box. Another defender steps over, and this is going to be a deep throw for the Wildcats. Get some more substitutions here. Number 13, Caitlin Matzik, junior forward, comes into the game. Yen Lee back in the game. She'll replace Kirsten Lee on the near side.
Going up, Kirsten Lee, number 22, and Natalie Ward, number 3.
Eagan trying to work it to a teammate for a cross. They do. This is Lee. It goes over the head of everybody. Whitcomb's going to let that one just trickle out of play as there's no one near it. This will be a goal kick for Burnsville. 6 shots on goal already for the Wildcats, 0 for the Blaze.
It's definitely not a trend that Burnsville wants to see for this half. I mean, they're still only down 1-0. If they can get some offensive pressure and maybe nick kind of a dirty, what do you call it, dirty goal, there's still an opportunity here for the Blaze to get back into this game. Got to string something together offensively.
Tipped forward by Jensen. They're just a little too far for Logan. Good effort, though. Definitely the right idea. Try and tip it forward for the speedy Logan. Anning knocks that one out. This will be another throw-in. This is Brecklin. She's going to go outside to Cron. She's got nothing but space in front of her. Nice pass on the ground to a teammate. Drops it back now. Speed run down the outside, back in the corner. Looking to get a cross or a corner. They'll settle for a throw-in.
Substitution for the Wildcats into the game is number 20, Angelina O'Leary.
Ekstrom really using her bench early in this game, getting a lot of girls some playing time. I like that. Into the game now, Angelina Ellerina Yin. Freshman forward. Head flicked on. Unfortunately won by the Blaze, but now Eagan has it. They're bringing it in the box. Being held from behind, no call.
A little surprised that I thought Hobbs was in on goal, perhaps, but it looked like she was her arm was being held, Skip. I'm surprised there wasn't a whistle there.
Yeah, I don't know how you missed that. It looked pretty obvious. Facing the wrong direction now, looking for a pass. She drops one. This is Hobbs. She's going to fire. That's blocked. Almost gets it back.
I mean, obviously you don't want to give away any cheap or soft penalties. I mean, this is a section playoff game, but holding onto the arm of the offensive player trying to get past you is usually called a foul. I think that's a violation of the laws of the game.
Whitcomb controls that cross, but the punt does not go where she wants. Matzik getting bullied by a couple of girls, and that's going to be a call. She's knocked down. So this is going to be just about 30 yards out. Absolutely a shot on goal attempt here for the Wildcats. We'll see who takes it. My money is probably on Waldrop.
Yeah, it will be Waldrop. See what the Wildcats can do with it.
Marching off the 10 yards. Amazingly, the ball just inside the 20, the 10 yards just inside the 10. Funny how that works. Here's the shot. It's a good one. It's long. It's in. It's goal!
It's a goal.
A perfect shot by Kira Waldrop. Puts it just out of the reach of Whitcomb, the goalkeeper. And another set play has resulted in a goal for the Wildcats. It's 2-0.
Kira Waldrop doing exactly what we wanted her to do, which was put the ball in a dangerous place. And apologies for stepping on your touchdown call there, Skip, but it looked like it might fly just a little bit high, but it dipped down under the bar I think is that Waldrop's first goal this season?
Second goal of the
Second goal of the season. Second goal of the season. No, she scored last year for the Wildcats, but that's the kind of shot. I mean, when you're that close, if you can put her on the net, let's do it. And as you said before, Skip, Whitcomb has shown a propensity to spill a few rebounds, so that's probably what you want to keep doing if you're the Wildcats.
Olivia Knoll comes into the game. She's on the ball right now. Oh, nice pass back to Lee there. Good control.
Wildcats goal scored by Kira Waldrop.
Ellery Yin, excuse me. Trying to win that. There's a foul called here on the Wildcats. This will be a free kick. Oh, handball violation.
She did win it. She just used her hands.
On the kick, Olivia Carlson. Number 13.
Carlson for the Blaze. Kicks this one deep. It gets by everybody. Brecklin's going to run it down. She escorts that one out of play. We'll have a goal kick. First time it's really been down this deep. We haven't even mentioned senior goalkeeper London Anderson. So far, quite uneventful for her. These first 17 minutes have been.
These two teams played on October 4th, about a week ago.
Nice little pass outside for Burnsville. They're going to look to get it in the middle. Quick reflexes there by Anderson as she had a streaking Burnsville player getting in there quickly. If Anderson stays less aggressive on that, that could have been trouble, but she came off her line perfectly to win that ball. Nicely done. And as of course, no rebound is to be had. There's a foul there on the Wildcats. There'll be another free kick just on the Burnsville side of the 50.
Well, and in that game a week ago, Skip, the best offensive opportunities that the Blaze had was Carlson, who is standing over the free kick now. She's got a mighty leg. She's not going to kick the ball 65 yards into the net, but she can, on a free kick in our own half, in our own attacking third especially, could be potentially dangerous with Carlson. So that would be the kind of thing that the Wildcats really need to avoid.
Some nice defense there by the Wildcats, and here's a long ball. Yin trying to run it down. Didn't quite have the angle to win that, but good effort. We're either going to get a throw-in or a foul called. I think this is going to be a kick. A little too aggressive there by Yin.
Bit of the, if you're going to make me run 40 yards with you and you kick it away at the end, I'm going to finish the play, I guess.
And I would rather use the phrase too aggressive than not aggressive enough, because that can lead to problems. And so far, Eagan has definitely been the aggressors here tonight, just winning a lot of 50-50 balls, connecting passes, producing scoring opportunities, and then capitalizing on a couple of set pieces. Nice pass outside to Cron. She's got someone coming up from behind. She's going to have to get rid of it. Can't quite get that where she wanted. Good pressure there from behind. Forward checking back to that. As you said, a fairly full active crowd here tonight. I know a few of the boys varsity players have stuck around to support the girls after their big 3-2 win. Girls trying to make it a Eagan sweep of the night. Both teams getting into the section semifinals. Here's a shot from outside. This is dangerous. Deflected out of bounds, and we're going to have a corner kick for the Wildcats.
That was a great ball in for Yen Lee, and forgive me, I couldn't tell if it was Brecklin or if it was, I couldn't tell exactly. I think it was Brecklin who gave it to her, but it might have been Waldrop, but either way, beautiful ball around the defender, and Yen Lee ran onto it, put a nice shot onto Whitcomb, and of course it's deflected by the Blaze.
Lee puts it in, it goes through a few bodies. No one can get it on goal, so that one's cleared out. So one name we haven't mentioned tonight, and I'm searching everywhere, and I can't tell if I can't find her, because it's really hard to see who's who from this distance at night, or if she hasn't been in the game, is Mara Ganji, number 16 senior co-captain. Usually she plays either center back or she will come in and play that holding midfielder, a defensive midfielder. We'll have to keep our eyes out for her. Another corner earned by the Wildcats. They might play this one short. We'll see how they choose to do this.
On the kick is Ellery Bartels.
Ellery Bartels going to take this kick. She's just got to get it on the right side of the flag there so she can get a good right foot on it. And she does. Well delivered right into the center. Somehow we've got foul called, and Eagan doesn't like the call.
Foul called by the center referee. Couldn't tell if he was calling Matzik or Rockford. I think he's calling Matzik. Matzik objected.
Yeah, she was trying to argue that she was being pulled back. It's possible, and I didn't see it, that she was being pulled, and then she tried to get out of that, perhaps with some physicality, and that's what the ref saw. Here's a nice ball through. Unfortunately, doesn't connect. Burnsville wins it briefly, quickly controlled. Brecklin making a run. Nice give and go, but didn't get the return pass from Rockford. Instead, she goes across to Lee. Lee going outside. Matzik's got it. She spins, turns, fires it right in the middle of the box. Nicely done. Good clear by the Blaze. Here's Knoll trying to keep the pressure on. Hobbs checking back, as is Matzik. Eagan controlling that middle of the field. I'm sure Burnsville fans watching, maybe even the coaches and the players, it feels like when the ball's in the middle of the field, there's just more green jerseys around the ball than there are white. Big cross, a little too hard. Goes over everyone. This is going to be a tough one to save. Right idea, just a little too strong. Coming up on 17 minutes to play here in the first half. It's been all Wildcats thus far. 2 goals, both off set pieces, one by Olivia Enning and one by Kira Waldrop, both sophomores. Both their second goal of the season. So Eagan continuing to spread the goal scoring around throughout the season. It very much a contrast to the boys, where they have their 2 top goal scorers and then a few guys near the bottom with very few goals, whereas Eagan is very much spread out. But to my records indicate still nobody with more than 3 goals on the season.
And to be honest with you, Skip, I mean, you almost think that's got to change here for the sections. I mean, you can't and will not in the sections, semifinals, finals, assuming you win this game, you're not going to have a super deep bench. The bench is going to get tighter and closer, and people are, you're not going to be able to get goals from everybody. You're going to have to get goals from your forwards, from your seniors, from your captains, from the people who normally have to do the business.
Oh, nice power move there by Bartels. Going to Yin, trying to control, and does. Well done. Now she got a shot and just didn't get a good foot on it. I don't think she knew she had a little more space than she did.
You look at Ange Yin, and you say to her, she's, it's that time she wants to get that shot off so quickly because she wants to make sure she gets it on net. At the same time, someone's got to tell her time, because I think she could have taken one touch, settled that ball, squared up to it, and really been able to put that on frame.
Yep. That's one of those things we talk about at every game, how important communication is in soccer. Oh, that's a great touch pass. Potential scoring opportunity here for the Wildcats. Hobbs has to bring it back. This is Knoll. Going to go outside, past Rockford. There's Yen Lee being harassed, winning it. Nice move. She's still got 2 defenders on her. Trying to find someone to go with. She's bodied off the ball and finally just kicks it out of bounds. So yeah, to get back to that point, I think having a player step up that you relying to make big plays is an important part of winning in the playoffs in any sport. And whoever those players are, it can be anybody, but you really look for the girls that have been here before, the ones that know what it takes to win these big games, and to understand that, in a playoff format, in a single elimination, the record going into the game is completely irrelevant. It's whoever plays better on that given day. And right now, so far, Eagan looking good. They're really controlling the ball.
Well, and it's the captains. It's the captains. It's the seniors. It's those types of players that really need to step up and provide the type of production, right? The type of production that these Wildcats need.
We talked about senior co-captain Meg Carlson not playing today because of that ankle, I'm guessing. And I'm confident that the way the game is going, that's just another reason not to risk aggravating it. But I'm sure she's not sitting over on the bench side, silent. She's encouraging her team. She's helping to communicate. She's telling them what they can do to make plays, and that's all part of leadership and being a part of a good team. So I think that can be just assumed, and we're going to get another corner kick here for the Wildcats. The pressure just relentless right now.
I think if the Blaze can get out of this half only down 2 goals, I think they'll have really accomplished something.
Oh, a great ball, just missed by Noel. That would have been a tough volley. Of course, it doesn't even go out, so Eagan still has possession in the far corner. Good defensive play to prevent penetration into the box, but it does go out, so we're going to have a deep throw-in for the Wildcats. This will be Lee on the far side.
Wildcats have certainly shown that they've been more threatening, certainly on set-piece plays in this game.
There's a cross in there. Rebound gets off of the goalkeeper. Here's a chance, a shot, and then score! Into the near post. It gets by the goalkeeper, Augie Whitcomb. She made the initial save. The rebound comes off, finds its way onto the Eagan foot, puts it into the near post, and that's a 3-0 lead for the Wildcats. We will get you that goal score in just a little bit.
I think it's Kirsten Lee, Skip. I think it's Kirsten Lee, 22 for the Wildcats. And is that her first goal of the season?
Yes, it is.
I think they're going to give it to her.
I think you're right. That would have been my guess. I was just kind of looking to say, all right, I remember who shot it in and celebrated, but didn't catch the number. But I think it is Kirsten Lee, and we'll get that confirmation in just a little bit.
The celebration was well-deserved. That was a great shot by Lee. She took the touch, settled it down, and then hammered it home. I think we're going to have the center referee is actually going to go talk to Blaze keeper for just a second. Not sure exactly what that conversation is about, but I saw Kirsten Lee jumping up and down. She was very, very excited. And because it's her, and if that is her first, and assuming she gets credit for that goal, and we think that'll happen, what an exciting moment for her. Outside backs don't get to score too often, Skip.
Exactly.
Cassie Boyd, number 17, going out. Maddie Blackburn, number 16.
So just over 12 minutes to play.
Scoring for the Wildcats.
3-0 Wildcats. It is Kirsten Lee, confirmed first goal of the season. The assist goes to number 20, Elleria Yin. I'm going to practice that name over and over again until I can get it without fumbling that one. Here's another shot by the Wildcats. That's blocked. They're down in there again. Ball's not out. Won by the defense of the Blaze, and they're going to left foot that one out, but there's Yen Lee to punch it right back in. Burnsville trying to clear, deflected by the Wildcats. Trying to win it again. Olivia plays that one in. Here's a shot by the Wildcats. It's up and over, just off the pipe. It hit the crossbar, I believe, of the soccer goal, but bounced off it and hit the crossbar of the football goal, which, of course, is out of play.
Oh, poor Maddie Hobbs got dumped like a sack of potatoes on the end in Eagan, in the end zone there in the blue. And she got dumped pretty hard. And I think she's wondering how that's not a foul. And I could not see. I know there was hard contact. What I don't know is whether it was a legitimate, whether there was much foul in it or not. But again, it's a section quarterfinal game. There are not going to be easy or soft penalties in this game.
Nice outside pass there by the Wildcats. They have been utilizing the entire width of the field on their attack. Going to the corners, passing in the middle. Give and goes. Here's a quick restart. Cross goes in, deflected out by Burnsville. Eagan puts the pressure on, but can't win it back. Ball goes to midfield where Burnsville controls. Goes down the far touchline. Unfortunately for the Blaze, it goes out of touch. This will be a throw-in, it looks like Yen Lee.
It's nice and easy for Brecklin to watch that ball go out too, especially with the, oh, pardon me, Skip.
No, I was going to say, there I believe, yep, yeah, they throw that in, but that was a foul from behind. That was an obvious penalty push from behind.
Another goal, I think, here for the Wildcats, and really the wheels are going to start to come off here for Burnsville. I don't see how they're going to climb back into it. Key for Burnsville here is to get out of the half without any more damage.
Boy, that was amazing how that free kick set up play. That the ball goes into the box, and Eagan players basically there by herself. Unfortunately, probably didn't realize she had so much space. She could have settled that and taken a shot. We have a couple more substitutions here for the Wildcats. One for Burnsville as well. Corner kick earned by Eagan, trying to add on to their big lead already. Shots on goal 12-1 with 9 minutes to go still in the first half. Somehow that ball, while on the ground, makes it all the way through the box. Kirsten Lee controlling temporarily, losing it but winning it back. Oh, nice little creative punch right into the 18. Here's Natalie Ward trying to settle it so she can get a shot. Well defended by Burnsville. Bartels is there. She's shielding. Well done. Passing it over to teammate. Back. Here's a far shot. It's up and it's in. Another goal. The Wildcats have absolutely put their foot on the gas, and they are not letting up. That was number 12, Mallory Jensen, after several nice passes. A 4-0 lead. Eagan is leaving no doubt here tonight.
Well, nicely done by Jensen. She steps into that ball and puts it into the net. Several of her teammates played it off to each other, trying to create that opportunity. It's what they were doing here that they didn't do a couple of games ago, Skip, where the player has the ball with their back to the goal, and instead of trying to turn and shoot, play it negative to your teammate. Your teammate has a little more space, is already facing the goal, and that time Jensen left no doubt.
Yeah, just a perfect shot, maybe off the fingertips of Whitcomb, the goalkeeper, but high enough where it went in above her head.
To number 15, Ella Logan.
Ella Logan credited with the assist. My records indicate that is Mallory Jensen's 4th goal of the season. Another goal for a sophomore here tonight. So with her 4th goal, that makes her the current team leader.
With 4 goals. I want to give a shout out to Ella Logan for playing that back negative to Mal, but you know, on the corner kick, the earlier corner kick, Logan had a beautiful little play where it came to her feet, Skip, and she just touched it behind her because she knew she had a teammate behind her, and her teammate came within an eyelash of scoring.
Oh, nice little touch pass. Here's another break by the Wildcats. That shot goes high and wide. And just a little clarification for our viewers at home, when you hear the pass back of the term negative, we mean negative as in a pass back is called a negative pass, not meaning a bad pass.
Yeah, if you think of a positive pass going towards the goal, towards the opponent's goal, and a negative pass being a pass that you complete going away from the opponent's goal. Sometimes you have to go backwards before you can go forwards.
Just under 7 to play in the half. Goal kick by the Blaze. They work the ball to midfield. It's quickly stolen by Bartels, and she's going to go deep yet again. Burnsville playing that quickly off, but the pressure is on by Eagan. Here they come. Some aggressive forward play there by the Wildcats. The momentum firmly in their control, and now every girl wants to score. Like
yeah.
that is exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of like a, you know, it's, if I'm honest, it's kind of like a youth hockey game where if you've been a hockey parent, you know, when your team gets a number of goals and suddenly everybody stops passing, everybody stops trying to set up their teammates, everybody forgets to play defense. They just want to keep shooting because they think there's a good opportunity for them to get a goal.
Yeah, I remember coaching, you know, youth soccer years ago, and of course, the younger they are, the more you really want to, you know, keep the sportsmanship as a part of it. When the game gets out of hand and when your team is up significantly, you try to do things as a coach to keep the score from getting even worse. And one of the things that I like to do as a coach is I'll put some players up front that maybe aren't as skilled at scoring, you know, so maybe they'll have a lesser chance to put the ball in the net. Of course, the flaw in the logic is because they've not scored up until that point, they're even more motivated to score. And so sometimes it backfired on me, but you do what you can to do that at the younger ages. Here, that is definitely not the case, as Eagan should do nothing but continue to play the way they're playing.
Well, and it's part of it is also, I mean, the next game is Thursday for these Wildcats, assuming this score line holds up. The next game's Thursday. This isn't a situation where, you know, you want to give, you know, you're not going to give a lot of players a lot of extra learning time or anything like that. As Blaze actually intercept that clearance from Lee, send it out for a goal kick. But, you know, this isn't a situation where you've got 2 or 3 games before your next game, or 2 or 3 days, or a situation where you've got a couple of games before playoffs start. This is the playoffs. It's keep as you said, Skip, keep the gas pedal pushed down. You know, get 4 or 5 in the half, and, you know, make sure that you leave no doubt, because at the end of this section run, if the Wildcats get to the section final, you can be sure that the Rosemount Irish are going to be there waiting for them.
Here's a long ball played over the head. Natalie Ward trying to win that one. Burnsville recovers, but has no choice but to kick that one out of bounds for an Eagan throw, and they're going to do it quickly. Lee into Ward. She gets by her defender almost. Nice play. Burnsville wins that ball. Now they come with the breakout, surrounded by Green. They go up but not over, because there's Brecklin. Knoll tried to touch pass out to Lee, intercepted by the Blaze, but now Eagan recovers. There's Enning. Out wide, here's a long ball played in. I think that might be Logan on the far side. It gets past the keeper. Fortunately for Whitcomb, her defense is right behind her, backing her up. Nice team defensive play there. Cleared out without a doubt. Kate Cron will throw this in on the far touch. Nice play by Cron to win that with her body and get by the defender. Crosses it in. Here's Ward. Goes back to Knoll. I think that was maybe Bartels there in the middle from that shot. Whitcomb has it. Just coming up on 2.5 minutes to play in the half. Punt goes a little bit sideways.
See the Wildcats finish out the half. Definitely not concede. Not do anything that's going to give the Blaze momentum coming into the halftime period. And that's perfect. Possession.
The nice thing here, you know, with a 4-goal lead, it does give Ekstrom the luxury of you know, clearing her bench, giving some players some extra time. You know, the girls that are, you know, nursing injuries, you can just comfortably let them sit, get healthy, don't risk re-injure or aggravation.
Corner kick upcoming for the Wildcats.
Fifth corner for the Wildcats, 0 for the Blaze. Burnsville really being outclassed here in the first half. Jensen will stand over it. I'd like to see Cron or some of these bigger, taller players for the Wildcats in the middle.
Ball cleared out. Nobody there, but tracked down by the Wildcats. Saved on the far touch. Knoll controls it in the middle. She's got space. Goes to Brecklin. Makes a move. Looks to shoot. She's taken out from behind, and the shot to score! It goes in! Sneaks it inside the post. I don't think anybody thought that thing was going to go, but it did. A 5th goal for the Wildcats late in the first half.
I think one of the most surprised people in this stadium is Sarah Brecklin. I don't think that she thought that ball was going to make it in. There was not a lot of space on that near post, and the Blaze defense, I think, got a little confused. I'm not sure if they didn't think she was going to shoot or she didn't put. It almost looked like it was an apologetic shot that, her body language, she's throwing it on goal. Basically, she's throwing it on goal and hoping a rebound or something like that. Instead, it goes in, and Sarah Brecklin's got her first. Is that her first of the year?
First of the year.
1 minute remaining in the first.
Well, and she was knocked down after the shot, so it's possible she didn't even see it go in.
Number 5, Sarah Brecklin. The assist. Number 6, Olivia Knoll.
Olivia Knoll with the assist.
39th minute. The time of the goal, 38 minutes.
Well, it's an absolute goal feast here for these Wildcats.
Wildcats goal scored by Sarah Brecklin. Assist to Olivia Knoll. The time 38:54.
So really interesting here, the goal scorer. Sarah Brecklin gets a goal. She's a defender. We've got Kirsten Lee with a goal. She's a defender. And Kier Waldrop with a goal, another defender. So 3 of the 5 goals scored by defensive players. That shows you just how much Eagan is pressing up the field and really not just attacking with forwards and midders. They're attacking as 10 strong, the 10 girls that aren't playing goalkeeper like London Anderson, who, yes, is still back there. That is going to end the half with a goal kick that won't even need to be taken. A half that, plain and simply, was dominated from the start by the Wildcats, and not only in possession, but also on the scoreboard. I mean, everything is all Eagan right now. 16 shots to just 1 for the Blaze. London Anderson barely had to touch the ball. Multiple goal scorers, 5 goals to 0. We are going to take a break here at Wildcat Stadium. Eagan 5, Burnsville 0. My name is Skip Newton. I'm here with Nathan Cron. We will be back after the break to bring you the second half. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Eagan Wildcat Stadium here for tonight's section quarterfinal game in Section 3 between the Burnsville Blaze and your Eagan Wildcats. My name is Skip Newton, here with my broadcast partner, as always, Nathan Cron. And Nathan, it's been all Eagan from the word go, 5-0. Really, I mean, it'd be almost impossible to blow the game the way this thing has been played thus far.
Well, you never say never. It's playoff soccer, and you never can say what's going to happen. But you would think that the Wildcats, with their senior leaders, their captains, are going to make sure that this game, that this scoreline stands up one way or the other. The big difference here is, these teams played a week ago. They played a week ago, and the score was 3-0, and it wasn't. The Wildcats were not nearly as dominant as they are tonight. It's almost like Coach Ekstrom's got these Wildcats in another gear, where they're playing on a different level with a different level of intensity that is beyond where they've been for this regular season. And to be honest with you, to win the section, that's the kind of intensity they're going to need.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't get easier from here, that's for sure, as they await the winner of the 3 seed versus 6 seed. We can get you those teams in a little bit and look those up. But that game will be back here Thursday night on this field, and should Eagan win the game, then the section finals is also hosted by Eagan. So it's home field from here on out in Section 3 on the path to the state tournament. I think we're going to have a goalkeeper change for the Burnsville Blaze. Looks like freshman Jade Hildman coming into the game, replacing Augie Whitcomb. And one of these games, we talk a lot about how well Eagan's playing, the relentless pressure, and it looked like after the last couple of goals that Whitcomb, seemed to be struggling with that. It's got to be hard psychologically for goalkeepers to give up that many goals and not feel responsible. But I think the change at the position is a smart one for Burnsville, not necessarily for the spark, but just get someone else in playing time, and if she's struggling with it and blaming herself, now is a good time to just come out of the game and let someone else go in there.
Well, and Hildman is relatively slight in terms of her size, but I'm reliably informed at halftime that Hildman is a quality club player. Obviously, as a freshman, doesn't have a lot of varsity experience, but played earlier in a B squad game against the Eagan Wildcats and made just a tremendous number of saves. And so we'll see what she has up her sleeve.
Well, and there's a lot of underclassmen on this Blaze team. They're definitely in a rebuilding phase of their varsity program. So your 2 goalkeepers are a sophomore and a freshman. Just a vast number of sophomores and juniors, with a couple of freshmen mixed in. Not a ton of seniors on this squad. So, this is a team that they're struggling this season. The 7th seed coming in here and down significantly in the first half. But they can come back next year, and all of these girls that are playing a lot this year, they're going to have that much more experience. So that's kind of, sometimes you got to take your lumps for a year.
Kate Riley for the Wildcats making her appearance here in the second half.
There's a long shot that's wide. Oh, a nice save by Hildman. Oh, and a blast in the box. I don't know if we're going to get a call or just a verbal warning. Looks like the verbal warning is chosen by the referee. That's maybe deliberately trying to avoid the call, which would have resulted in a penalty kick.
Well, Matzek's momentum was already taking her that way, and the defender gave her some extra momentum. But I think that's probably what the referee was thinking. As we've said a couple of times already, Skip. Penalties in the section quarterfinals. Even now, perhaps not so much in a 5-0 game, but in most games, soft penalties in a section quarterfinal is not what you want to see. You want to see someone's going to commit a penalty. You want it to be very obvious.
Also in the game for the first time, Mara Ganji, the holding midfielder there, number 16, behind the girl with the ball, which I believe was Either Hobbs or Riley. Here's another long shot, wide. So the pressure continues for the Wildcats.
Last shot taken by Mallory Jensen, number 12.
The outside backs, the two Lees, Kirsten on the far side. She's going to play the ball right now. Yen Lee on the near side. And then center backs, Sarah Brecklin calling for the ball. Scored her first goal of the season at the end of the first half, the 5th goal for the Wildcats. And Kira Waldrop also with a goal tonight, the other center back.
I like Brecklin calling off Jensen, and she's going towards the goal. I like that. I like she's exerting that type of leadership.
Just a really nifty play there by Lauren Rockford, senior co-captain, pivoting her entire body, almost 180 degrees there to keep it not only in bounds, but to kick it off of the Blaze defense. Kate Riley will take this corner. She's taken so many this year, delivers it perfectly. This one's one touch near the goal, saved by a defender, and tipped out just past the Eagan player, but Yen Lee has it, plays it to the middle, controlled by Eagan, passes back. This is going to be another pass. This is Riley. She's going to fire a shot. This one goes up off of the double crossbar again. I believe that should be a goal kick.
Shot for the Wildcats.
Even though it didn't matter, nice play by the freshman goalkeeper to control that rebound. Hildman with some quick reflexes there.
Now, assuming this scoreline stays, stays and keeps where we expect it to stay, the other side of the bracket, we'll have to see what the result is there. But either way, the Wildcats will have, a home game this Thursday. It should be the early game. If there is, if the boys will also have a game, but they're going to be away. But the girls should be playing the early game, the 5 o'clock or 5:15 game.
Waldrop tracks that one down. So I've got it up here, was finally able to find it. You're correct, it is the early game, and they will get the winner between Eastview and Apple Valley. So that game is happening at the same time right now. The results, I'm sure, will be tweeted out, but again, if this game holds up, Eagan will be hosting either Eastview or Apple Valley this Thursday. Somewhere between 4 and 5 p.m. is the estimated start time. Riley brings this one in, goes long. This is Rockford, takes a touch, controls. Nice cross. In fact, got more of it than she probably even wanted, but a beautiful service ball into the middle of the 18. Waldrop on the far side, up to Ganji. She's going to go back to Brecklin. So that game will be played, again, assuming a win, right here at Wildcat Stadium, hopefully also broadcast by Eagan TV. Again, we'll let you know. Best way to find that is to get on Twitter, everyone, and follow Eagan TV, follow Eagan Girls Soccer. Nathan Cron and myself, Skip Newton, also on Twitter, will tweet and retweet out as well. Here's Rockford. Nice move to get by the defender. She passes it on the ground. Great negative pass. That one-time shot just wide. The pressure mounting by the Wildcats.
Could not tell if that was Hobbs or Riley, two dark-haired players kind of in the middle of the area. And unfortunately, I could not make out the number, but whoever took that shot, I bet they want that one back, Skip, because that was a great move by Rockford to pass negative, something we saw Cron do a lot in the boys' game. She makes the move around the end, and then she passes negatively. Her teammates were there, and all they had to do was get a square foot to that.
Oh, this one's stolen by the Wildcats. They have a chance now. Here's that negative pass again. This time, nobody but a Burnsville player there. We talked about the back line. Kate Riley in the game. Mara Ganji in the midfield as well. Maddie Hobbs. in that midfielder as well. We got Rockford up front, back to her, I believe, customary forward position. We'll get to the rest of that lineup as we can identify them. Eagan controlling the ball, passing in the middle. Here's Hildman diving, preventing a shot on goals. Rockford was right there to punch that one in. So the Wildcats continuing to work the ball down the sides and then crossing it into the middle. Has not produced a goal yet this half, but just countless scoring opportunities. Nice outside pass for Yenli. A great run, a great pass. She's got the ball. She's going to cross it in. Deflected by Burnsville, straight to a teammate. Yenli's there to punch that one. It's a long one just over the goal. A long shot that had the upper 90 written all over it, just a little too strong.
Nice shot by Lee. Nice and decisive. I mean, she didn't, that was a first touch shot. She didn't take an extra touch to settle it. She didn't take the opportunity to, to have the ball stolen away from her or allow the defense to reset. She just put it right back in the middle.
Well, like we mentioned in the first half, 3 of the 5 goals scored by defenders, so Lee trying to make it a 4th. Ball made it out of touch on the near side. Lee throws it in. Ganji's open, but going to get pressure from behind. She gets rid of it. Riley has it. Nice pass. Here's an opportunity for Hobbs. Tries to go by a defender. Here's a shot. Hard and on the ground. This one's going to go wide for another goal kick.
Goal kick for the Blaze. The shot, Kate Riley, number 17.
I think the official score has shots of 23-1 right now for the Wildcats. Skip, and that's I have to say that's rather amazing.
Tipped over the head of Waldrop, but she's going to recover using that speed. Back to London Anderson. She's going to play it out to Brecklin. She hustles over to prevent that from going out of touch. Tries to hit Lee up the near line, but goes out of play. So a throw in here for the Blaze, trying to get something going in the offensive end. Big throw, nicely done. Deflected right back to the girl who threw it in. This one's going to go back to Brecklin, who plays it long.
Now is not the time to switch off for the Wildcats. This is not a situation where they can just kind of coast here for the next 25 or 30 minutes. This is a situation where they need to maintain their intensity and their control.
So a foul called. Eagan goes down. I think that was Matzik. She's a little surprised. She was expecting the call to go into her favor, but instead it goes the other way.
Caitlin Matzik's fairly sturdy in terms of her style of play, and she's strong forward, and to get thrown around like a rag doll like that and to have her be the guilty party is a little bit of a surprise.
Burnsville trying to shoot. They do, but it's defended by Eagan. So as the ball worked into the middle of the field there, and a good place to shoot for the Blaze, all of a sudden the Wildcats surrounding the shooter and no shot on goals to be had. Wildcats working it up the field here. Here's Hobbs. Fancy footwork. Nice cut into the middle. Now she's getting surrounded by white jerseys. She goes down. Gets it back. Here's Yen Lee on the outside again. She's going to play it in on the ground. Deflected out by the Blaze. There's going to be a shot also on the ground.
Nice negative play by Matzik.
Left-footed shot. That one goes significantly wide. Waldrop looking for not Waldrop. Ganji looking for her first goal tonight. So some nice short passing there. Eagan not only doing a good job of passing to feet, but also passing to space. They're moving for their teammates. They're getting into open areas. They keep doing that. They just keep getting shot opportunity after shot opportunity. Up to 24 soon enough, I'm sure, if they count that one, even though it wasn't technically on goal. Eagan controlling that throw-in. Nice pass to the near side. Yen Lee there yet again. Coming up on a defender, looking to move it to the middle of the field. It's pushed from behind, no call. Yep, there it is. So a little bit delayed, but the ref does make the call, and this will be within shooting range.
This will be a very dangerous opportunity here for the Wildcats.
So we'll see who gets to take this one. Earlier, we saw Kira Waldrop put one in from about this distance.
Looks like it's going to be Kate Riley standing over the ball right now, Skip.
On the kick for the Wildcats.
Ball sitting at the football 18 hash, so they need to go back to the 8-yard line, if my math is correct. She hammers the shot right into the wall, so the wall does its job. Goes out to Lee. Well defended by Burnsville. Spins and fires over the head of almost everybody, but Waldrop's there to punch it right back in. Here's Matzik. Passing back, well done. Shot goes high and wide by Riley. Nice passing there by the Wildcats. Great step up by Waldrop to keep it right in to the offensive attacking third.
The result was not what Kate Riley wanted, but I like the shot. It was quick off of Matzik's negative pass. Again, a pass away from the goal that creates an opportunity. And, right now the Wildcats, I think if you're the Blaze, you go into this half saying, let's get on the board. Let's get on the board. Let's get a goal. Let's get some offensive pressure. Let's win the half, right? Let's start by winning the half. The Wildcats right now are winning this half.
Yeah, and really all Eagan needs to do is just keep it down here and keep the pressure on. Work on their game, work on their passing, their spacing, but maintain control, maintain the intensity, and it's just going to be impossible to come back from 5 goals down with 25 to play. Here's a long shot, and it's a good one, just over the net. That was a sneaky good shot, as all of a sudden that thing looked dangerous when it left the foot. I believe that was Hobbs or Riley. I can't tell from here. One of the two. Another Blaze goal kick. And it's a good one. Nice flick closer to center, but Ganji's there to win that one. Now Eagan finally brings it down. This is Riley. Nice pass. Up, I think that was Logan into Lee. And Lee been making runs up the near touch from her outside back position all half long. And really all game long. I mean, we saw her do it on the other side of the field in the first half repeatedly.
Yeah, if there's one thing the Wildcats have done very well here in this second half, Skip, it's those switching the field with those runs for the outside backs, and that's if they can do that consistently against other competition, and they're going to have real opportunities. Hildman snatches that out away from I think it was Logan.
A nice one touch off the corner there. Didn't get it super hard, but definitely directed it at the goal, and Hildman right into position to scoop that up. So a nice save by Hildman coming in the second half for Augie Whitcomb.
Well, that being said, all of these Wildcat players would definitely like to get on the score sheet, no question about that. And even as the Wildcats have had not such deep scoring but wide scoring, there's still some players in green out there that have not scored this season. I'm sure they would love to get on the board.
That ball is flicked backwards by the defense for the Blaze. So another corner for the Wildcats. Riley's going to take it again. She's just been delivering great corner kicks all season long. This one goes in tight and into the goal. I believe that was deflected in, by Mara Ganji on the far side. So Mara Ganji off the corner from Kate Riley. A perfect play as it got over the head of the defense and Hildman, the goalkeeper. And just a nice tap in there by Mara Ganji for goal number 6.
With a nice and excellent corner that time by Riley, gave her teammates an opportunity. Ganji didn't even have to do very much, really. I mean, that was there's Ganji really ought to send Riley a thank you note, I think, there, because Riley's ball was so close to the goal. It was so close to the goal, so deep, that all Ganji had to do was walk it in, and that's exactly what she did.
Yeah, that was basically the soccer equivalent of an alley-oop dunk in basketball. I mean, just perfectly placed and just, bam, I'm going to slam this one home.
Kate Riley at 57-48.
So goal number 6 for the Wildcats is tallied here in the second half. We're 21 and a half minutes away from the end of this game. Ganji controlling back to Waldrop. Burnsville controls.
Nicely done.
Breaks it out here. Long ball intercepted by Waldrop. Over to Riley from.
Look how many forgive me, Skip, but look how many Burnsville defenders are between the football hash marks. It's amazing how many of their players are between the football hash marks. The wings are outside areas are so open for these Wildcats.
And Eagan's been exploiting that really all game long. I mean, just those passes to the outside. We talked about Yen Lee. Look at how far up the touchline she is right now. Playing defense, and she's way up 30 yards in front of her defensive teammates, but it's wide open. It's there all night. That was Natalie Ward trying to make something happen from that Lee pass. Brecklin has it now. Goes to Ganji. That's knocked away. Nice play by the Burnsville defense. Checking back. Good tackle there by Burnsville. Good no call. That was Enning. Waldrop has it. She's going to go far touch, just a little bit inside. I think more than she wanted. Couldn't quite connect. That's Kirsten Lee on the far side, so both outside defensive positions manned by the Lees. Lee just goes deep with this one. It's onside. It's Ward trying to beat her defender. She does, but can't get by the second.
That's a situation where her teammates really need to call out to her to say negative, or I'm here, and give her an opportunity. She beat one defender, but at this level, beating 2 defenders is just so difficult.
Great cross by Mara Ganji. There's Yen Lee wide open across the field. Oh, touch gets away from her. Nice play by the defense. Burnsville's got nothing but space if they use it. Come up the field, nice pass into the middle. Of course, it's 1-on-3. Lee and Brecklin team up to get it back to Waldrop.
It's a great effort by Woog, but as you say, 1v3 against this back line is not really a recipe for consistent success.
Another pass down the near touch for Yen Lee. She's been making that run all game. Crosses it right in the middle. That's Logan there. Riley has it. Looking to get a shot. Well defended by Burnsville. Good use of the body legally to keep her from advancing. This ball's crushed off of Lee and out. Looks like we're going to have a couple substitutions here soon for the Wildcats, but I think we'll get a restart here on the throw for the Blaze. Ganji's got plenty of time to touch that back to Waldrop, and she surveys the field, goes short to Brecklin.
Logan with a nice turn.
Here's that speed. One more touch, and she's got an option here. She goes slightly back right in the middle. This one's tapped around, no shot. Good defense. Ganji steps up. That one's deflected. So Hildman wisely dives out to prevent that from going out of bounds to save the corner kick. Well played by Hildman. Nice check back by Burnsville to win that away, but Yen Lee's got it. Controls to Ganji. He's going to come wide. I believe this is Riley. She's got space. Gets the cross in. There's Ward. Pass it to a teammate. We're going to have a deep throw-in.
Ward was trying to tap it to Logan. Couldn't quite happen. But I like the idea. It's very unselfish play by Natalie Ward. That's part of the Eagan problem, I think, sometimes at times this year has been they've been too unselfish. You know, give the ball to your teammate, set your teammate up. Well, if everybody does that, nobody shoots, right?
Yeah, right.
And someone's got to actually pull the trigger. But the Wildcats are not having any problems pulling the trigger tonight, no question.
No, and they're definitely hitting their target as well. Sometimes you have those games where one team is controlling play and decidedly getting more scoring opportunities, and they just can't put it in the net. And Eagan made the decision early that was not going to be a problem here tonight. Hildman picks up that ball, preventing another goal-scoring chance. Walks it up for the punt. That one's won by Eagan. A couple of quick passes getting it outside. Here's Brecklin. She's got space, so she'll take it. Her cross is deflected out. Ganji has it, finds Riley.
The outside backs are pressing up on both sides here, Skip, for the Wildcats. They're wide open. That's the Yen Lee, Kirsten Lee runs that we've seen all night. It's right there for them.
Nice little play by Natalie Ward there to win possession. Unfortunately, it gets away from her, so she can't turn to the middle, but still Eagan ball. Brecklin trying to get something going. Makes a nice through ball pass. Kate Cron racing for it. Oh, a great idea. A little bit trickier there as she had the end line to work with, running out of real estate really fast. Cron's got the speed to catch up to that, just one step short. But a really nifty play there as Brecklin had possession and read the play, and just a nicely done. Cron has it. She's going to go up to Yin, just into the game. Racing for it before it gets out of bounds. She succeeds and wins the corner kick. Just a great effort and a great play by Elaria Yin.
From the near side, number 17, Kate Riley on the kick.
See if Riley can do it again. She did it for Ganji. Can she do it for one of her other teammates?
Not this time. It goes on the wrong side of the goal, which is just fine
For the Wildcats, back into the game, Ellery
in a
Bartels,
6-0
number
game.
14, going out Olivia Enning, number 21.
So we are under 14 minutes to play in this Section 3 quarterfinal match. Eagan will be advancing to the semifinals here on Thursday. Ian has it, quick shot. Hildman tracks that one down, had it the whole time.
Angelina Elyria Yin for the Wildcats.
Shot totals keep climbing, Skip, and I think if I'm on the Burnsville side of it, I obviously want this game to kind of get over kind of quickly, but I also would like to see us get a few shots on net.
Yeah, you know, we've talked to Coach Ekstrom, you know, previously, and she felt that the strength of this team was that back line, stating that, you know, she feels it's one of the best in the state, if not the best. And we've seen that here tonight for sure. Not only are they not yielding any opportunities for Burnsville with just the one shot on goal, but, you know, half of the goals scored have been by the defense. The runs up the field by the outside defenders especially, but even even the center backs are getting involved. I mean, how many times have we talked about, Kiera Waldrop and Sarah Brecklin, playing the ball back in to keep the pressure on. I mean, it's been a great, all-around team effort, by the Wildcats. I mean, dominating the middle of the field as well. The midfielders are just controlling play, making great passes and great runs to open space. Kron's going to go down the near touch. Headed out by Rockford. Didn't quite go where she wanted it to go. She was being pressured from behind. Big throw by Burnsville. Riley touches that forward. Now Rockford's got it with some space. Trying to work it with Yin. She's going to go near side. A couple of Burnsville players run into each other and fall down. Burnsville still maintaining possession. Pressured by Lauren Rockford. Kron's there to win that clearing attempt. Unfortunately, just goes off her a little bit. I think she felt the footsteps behind her, knew she had to play that perfectly to settle it to feet so she could get a play, and it just got away from her a little bit.
Don't want the game to get chippy. You don't want the game to get ugly. You don't want the game to get sloppy. You just want to keep doing what you've been doing if you're the Wildcats. Now that ball hit the corner post and stayed on the line.
Yeah, I was wondering why
Why would the referee say that that's a deep throw?
If it hits the post and stays in, it's in.
Play.
Yeah.
I wonder what's going on with that. I mean, he has the better view than we do, but that was very curious.
Nice shielding effort there by Yin.
Substitution for the Wildcats into the game is number 18, Reese Berglund.
Number 18, Reese Berglund coming in.
Number 22, Kirsten Lee.
Senior defender. She's going to replace Kirsten Lee and immediately swap side of the field with Kate Kron. Kron going over to the left side, or the far side for those viewers.
It's rather interesting though. It's amazing how the two center backs, Brecklin and Waldrop, are really kind of the only two defenders back, Skip. The outside backs, in this case Berglund and Kron, are really playing as midfielders. And obviously Eagan is dominating the game on the scoreboard and really controlling the game on the field, but it's interesting how they're pushed up so far.
Yeah, it almost feels like a 2-6-2.
Yeah, it does feel that way, doesn't it?
Well, and sometimes they get so far up. I mean, they're almost like outside forwards. They're making runs. I mean, it's just been a fun style in execution to watch.
That's an easy match control foul for center referee Kofi Ezekiel Tafu.
So this will be a kick for the Blaze.
The Wildcats free kick
Close to the near touch. Plenty of time for Eagan to set up defensively. So one of the bigger questions, coming into the section semifinal match that we're going to have on Thursday is, will the two injured players be able to play? Of course, senior co-captain Megan Carlson and freshman midfielder Kylie Weisendonner, both not able to play here tonight. So that's one of the things we're gonna look for. But then I think the more important one is, can Eagan come out with that same intensity and execution, Thursday to continue the run, to keep playing their best soccer of the season, because that's a significant thing. When you come off a lopsided win, you need to remember that your next opponent, they're probably going to play better, and so you can't just anticipate that's going to be the same.
Absolutely, Skip. You're absolutely right. No, I mean the Blaze are giving great effort, but they just don't have the quality right now that the Wildcats do, and the Wildcats, to their credit, came into this game right off the bat in the first handful of minutes of the game and really asserted their dominance, something that from time to time this season they have not done. But the next game, the winner of the Apple Valley Eastview game, is going to be tougher for these Wildcats. Now, the Wildcats did beat both of those teams earlier this season, but again, as you said before, Skip, so eloquently, you throw the records out.
We do have a score update, another Section 3 score. The number 1 seed Rosemount Irish playing against the number 8 seed Hastings, and an identical score to this game here, 6-0 Rosemount, so no surprise there. Rosemount also taking care of business, one of the top teams in the state. So the top 2 seeds will be advancing to the semifinals, potentially setting up a rematch of last year's section championship.
Cron's going to have another deep throw here. Love to see her step onto the track and really get a real head of steam here. So I think she could throw this ball practically to the penalty spot. Nice flick by Rockford.
Good attempt there, yeah. I mean, that's a tricky play. Cron doesn't go as deep as you were hoping, but does throw it straight to a teammate, maybe a little bit higher, and that flick is a lot easier to execute with your head than it is with your foot.
2 substitutions for the Wildcats. Back in the game, Caitlin Matzik, number 13.
Caitlin Matzik comes back into the game.
Wildcats is number 7, Greta Hackenmuller.
And number 7, Greta Hackenmuller, into the game, both at forward. So let's see how the senior Hackenmuller and junior Matzik fare here in the final 5.5 minutes of play. Both looking for their first goals of the evening. Matzik does have 2 goals this season. Breckman outside, Berglund. Berglund pressured by Burnsville, can't keep it in. Nice pressure there by number 18 of the Blaze, Noemi Gonzalez. Olivia Knoll is back in. She headed that one, and it's going to go all the way out. A couple of quick passes here by the Blaze gives them possession that they don't maintain past midfield. Knoll goes deep with it. Cassie Boyd, number 17, plays that one to the outside. This one's quickly won back by the Wildcats, only to be stolen by the Blaze.
Nice job, Blake. Nice play by Carlson. That's excellent defense.
Burnsville with a run down the outside, immediately tracked down by the speedy Waldrop.
To keep our eyes over there, there's definitely a little bit of frustration being shown by the Blaze players. Waldrop got an extra push in the back after that ball went out of bounds.
Waldrop, a 2-sport star, also on the Eagan track team. I believe she went to the state tournament running track, so she's got wheels back there, that's for sure. Throw-in went straight to Cron, who heads that up towards a slew of players. This one's knocked out by Burnsville.
And smartly, the Wildcats they're taking their time. They're taking their time in terms of putting this ball in. They're not rushing or anything like that, and that's the right call.
So that was a good, solid 20-yard throw there by Cron. As she released that at about the 20, and it didn't land until the 40.
Well, room for improvement.
Nice pass into the middle here as Eagan looks to get their attack going. They're going to go up and over. Matzik racing onto it. The defender doesn't play it out, probably should have. Now Eagan controls. Here's going to be a left-footed shot. It's up and in to the corner. A goal by the Wildcats. Number 7 on the night. A left-footed shot buried into the upper 90 in the far corner. We'll get you that goal as soon as we find out who tallied it, but it was a perfect shot.
think it was Ellery Bartels, Skip. I think it was. We'll have to see. But that certainly seems to be the body language and the celebration pattern.
It did look like her on the shot. Of course, it all set up on the long ball. Matzik tracking it down, getting it into the middle, and Bartels taking care of the rest. If that's true, that is her first goal this season for the senior.
Scoring for the Wildcats, number 14, Ellery Bartel.
It is Bartels
The assist to number 13, Caitlin Matzik.
with the assist to Caitlin Matzik.
78th minute, the time of the goal, 77 minutes, 10 seconds.
So it's what you like to see when girls get an opportunity to score their first goal.
The assist to Caitlin Matzik at 77-10.
Nicely done there. We're going to have another corner kick for the Wildcats. This one's delivered right in the box and headed into the goal perfectly. That's Mara Ganji, I believe. She's done it before. She did it again. Hammers that header in for goal number 8. Mara's second of the night. She now has 4 on the season, tying Mallory Jensen for the team lead. Perfect execution. Another set-piece goal. So 2 off of free kicks, 2 off of corner kicks.
I have to level with you. We'll have to wait to see who got the assist on that, but I did not see who stood over that corner.
I know Kate Riley's taken a lot, but I don't know if she's still in the game. I'm checking on that now, and I can't find her. We'll find out in just a second here.
Mara Ganji, her second goal of the game. The assist to number 17, Kate Riley.
It was Kate Riley with her second assist, both on corners. So she has delivered 2 corners straight to the foot and head of a Wildcat teammate for goals.
The time was 78-11.
It is now 8-0 as London Anderson plays the ball for the first time this half, I want to say. And we are down to the final minute of play.
Shots 31-2. That was only Burnsville's second shot, not even on goal, but only their second shot of the night. Really shows you the level of domination here by the girls in green.
Little push there by Burnsville, not called. Now they're going to get a good shot. It goes wide, just wide. I don't think it was saved. Nope, it was a shot wide, so no corner kick. 30 seconds left. We'll just play out the half here. But the final minute of the game was the best scoring opportunity for Burnsville there. They got away with a little bit of a shove, but obviously in a lopsided event, that doesn't matter. Wildcats will kick this one down
10 seconds remaining
after controlling this one, and we will call it a game. So this is exactly what we wanted to see from the Wildcats as Matzik works it up there for maybe one last chance. The game ends. An overall dominating effort, a dominating performance by the Wildcats heading into the section semifinals. What are we thinking going into that game? Final thoughts, Nathan?
Well, the Wildcats have had success against both of the teams potentially that they could see in the semifinal matchup. The question is going to be, which Wildcat team is going to show up? Is it going to be the team that during the regular season had periods of lack of intensity or lack of focus or lack of execution, or is it going to be the team that showed up tonight, which was, we're here to play, we're going to come in right away, get on the board, and leave no doubt that we're the better team on this field?
Well, if I get a vote, I want the second option. I will take the team that is.
Votes?
Who knows? Maybe it's not a democracy. I don't know. But either way, Coach Ekstrom and the staff had the team firing on all cylinders tonight. They came out and executed perfectly. A dominating 8-0 performance. Great win by the Eagan girls varsity team over the Burnsville Blaze. A Eagan soccer doubleheader. Both the boys and girls advancing to the section semifinals, which will be played on Thursday. The boys on the road at Eastview. The girls right back here at Eagan Wildcat Stadium, hopefully on Eagan TV. Thank you once again, Eagan TV, for broadcasting the game. Thank you all of our listeners and viewers for joining us. It's been an outstanding season, an outstanding game, and we got at least one more, so let's bring it back. For Nathan Cron, my name is Skip Newton. We wish you a good night. The final score, Eagan 8, the Blaze 0. Have a good night, everyone.
host